Insights on recruiting and training Superman as a rugby player. Introduction. Well, let's start by acknowledging something obvious. Superman isn't your typical rugby recruit. He's the man of steel, faster than a speeding bullet, stronger than a locomotive, and he can leap tall buildings in a single bound. But rugby is all about teamwork, discipline and balance, not just physical strength. So, if I, Coach Pan, were tasked with bringing Superman onto a rugby team, there would be some unique challenges and opportunities. Let me break it down. Superman's best rugby position. Now the first question would be, where does Superman play? This bloke's an absolute unit. He's got speed, power and agility, but rugby is about more than just physical attributes. It's about putting those abilities into a structured system. In my view, Superman would slot best into one of two positions, number 8 or blindside flanker. Here's why. Number 8. This position demands someone who can carry the ball powerfully, break through tackles, and control the ball at the back of the scrum. Superman has the size, speed, and sheer power to wreak havoc in this role. He'd be an unstoppable force in the open field, breaking through defensive lines with ease. Imagine him picking the ball up from the base of the scrum and running full steam at the opposition. Good luck to anyone trying to bring him down. Blindside flanker, number 6. This role demands toughness, tackling ability and a high work rate. Superman, with his indestructible nature, would thrive here. His ability to cover ground quickly means he could be all over the field, making crucial tackles and turnovers. He could also disrupt the opposition's game plan by pressuring their fly half or halfbacks. He's the perfect enforcer to dominate breakdowns and win back possession. Given his incredible attributes, either position would suit him, but I'd lean toward number 8. Superman's leadership and ability to control the game from the back of the scrum would be invaluable. Superman's training routine. You'd think someone with Superman's abilities wouldn't need training, right? Well, that's not how it works. Even the most talented players need to refine their skills, especially when transitioning to a new sport. Superman would require a specialized training plan. Here's how I'd structure it. Fitness and endurance. While Superman is virtually tireless, rugby is an 80-minute game with high-intensity bursts. We'd focus on high-intensity interval training, HIIT, to simulate the demands of rugby. Sprinting drills, followed by short rest periods, would keep him game ready. Tackling technique. Even though he's physically invincible, rugby has rules. Superman would need to learn proper tackling technique, how to get low, drive through the hips and wrap the arms. If he's just shoulder charging everyone, he'll get penalised. Ball skills, catching, passing and handling the ball are non-negotiables. Superman would need to work on his passing off both hands as well as his ability to take high balls under pressure. Given his superhuman hand-eye coordination, he'd likely pick this up quickly, but he'd need the reps to make it second nature. Scrummaging. If we're going to use him as a forward, Superman will need to learn to scrum. That's all about technique and coordination. We'd get him working with the front row, learning how to drive as a unit, bind properly, and maintain body position. Mental preparation. Superman may be physically invincible, but rugby is as much mental as physical. We'd need to get him mentally prepared for the pace of the game, the tactical thinking, and the emotional highs and lows. Meditation and mental resilience exercises would help him remain calm under pressure. Team dynamics. Superman needs to integrate into the team. He can't do it all on his own, so we'd focus on drills that require him to rely on his teammates. Offloading in the tackle, running support lines, and working within the team structure are all crucial. Superman's personality now. Superman's a leader by nature. He's humble, disciplined, and has a strong sense of responsibility. That's ideal for rugby, where you want players who are team first. He wouldn't be the type of player who hogs the spotlight. Instead, I reckon he'd be more like Richie McCaw, always doing the hard work, leading by example, and inspiring his teammates. However, there's one potential issue. Superman's instinct is to protect people. In rugby, you have to be ruthless at times. Superman might struggle with putting in big physical hits if he's worried about hurting people. We'd have to train him to switch off that protective instinct when it's time to compete. Impact on fellow team members. Bringing Superman into the squad would obviously shake things up. It's not every day you get to train alongside a superhero. Here's how I think his presence would affect the team. Positive impact. Inspiration. Having Superman in the dressing room would lift everyone's spirits. His presence alone would make everyone feel like they could achieve more. Players would want to raise their game to impress him. Leadership. Superman's natural leadership abilities would help guide younger players. His calm demeanour and experience under pressure would be a calming influence on the squad. Work ethic. Despite his powers, I think Superman would be the hardest worker on the team. That kind of example sets the tone for everyone else, creating a culture of hard work and discipline. Challenges, intimidation. Some players might feel overshadowed. No matter how hard they train, they'll never be able to match Superman physically. As a coach, I'd need to manage that dynamic, making sure everyone still feels valued. Balance of power. Superman would be such a dominant player that the team might rely on him too much. The danger here is that other players stop taking responsibility, assuming Superman will bail them out. I'd need to ensure that the team doesn't become over-reliant on him. Pros and cons of adding Superman to the team. Let's break this down into the key benefits and drawbacks of having Superman on the team. Pros. Physical dominance. Superman would bring an unprecedented level of athleticism to the team. His speed, strength and agility would give us a clear advantage in scrums, rucks, mauls and open play. Versatility. Superman's abilities mean he could probably play almost any position depending on what the team needs. Leadership. Superman's natural leadership qualities and calm demeanour under pressure would help create a winning mentality within the squad. Work ethic. Superman's dedication to doing the right thing would translate into a relentless work ethic on the field. Cons. Over-reliance. There's a risk the team might start to rely too much on Superman to win games, leading to a lack of development in other players. Game balance. Rugby is a team sport, and there's a delicate balance. If one player is too dominant, it could disrupt that balance. Opponents might focus entirely on Superman, leaving other players less involved. Tactical adjustments. Superman's abilities are so extraordinary that we'd need to rethink our game plan. It's not a simple plug-and-play situation. Superman's rugby nickname. Every rugby player gets a nickname, and Superman would be no exception. Given his abilities and background, I think the team would end up calling him something like the Fortress. It's a nod to his indestructibility and the Fortress of Solitude, where Superman goes to recharge and reflect. The Fortress would be a fitting nickname for a player who provides such unshakable strength and support on the field. Plus, it has a certain ring to it that would resonate well in a rugby context. Conclusion: recruiting Superman would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for any rugby team. His combination of physical abilities, leadership qualities and work ethic would make him an asset to any side. However, it would also come with challenges, particularly in balancing the team dynamic and ensuring that Superman integrates into the squad without overshadowing his teammates. As a coach, I'd focus on helping Superman refine his rugby skills, teaching him the nuances of the game and ensuring he becomes part of the team culture. The key would be using his strengths in a way that benefits the team as a whole, while also ensuring the other players continue to develop and contribute. With the right approach, Superman could be the greatest rugby player the world has ever seen. But as with any great player, it's about more than just physicality. It's about heart, teamwork and the ability to lift everyone around you. And that's something I think Superman would do better than anyone.